told you that most of what we call problem solving at work is actually a trap? Today, we're going to dig into a really critical idea from the management thinker W. Edwards Deming that'll make you completely rethink what progress actually looks like. Just picture it for a second. Your team pulls an all-nighter. They fix some massive crisis. The problem's gone, everyone's high-fiving. Feels like a huge win, right? But what if all that heroic effort wasn't a victory at all? What if you just spent all that energy simply to get back to where you started? This is what we call the problem-solving trap. It's this cycle that feels super productive, but a lot of the time it's just keeping us running in place. Okay, so here's how the trap usually works. A system breaks down, a client issue blows up, maybe a deadline gets missed. The alarm bells start ringing, the whole team scrambles in this high-stress, high-energy frenzy. And when the problem is finally erased, man, there's this huge sigh of relief. But was it really a win? This timeline right here shows it perfectly. See, you start at a baseline, right? This is your normal performance. Then, bam, a crisis hits, and your performance just tanks. The team works like crazy to fix it, and they bring performance right back to the baseline. Notice what just happened. You haven't actually moved forward. You've just clawed your way back to zero. And this really gets to a fundamental conflict in how we work. It's this constant battle between just firefighting and genuine improvement. Think about it like this. Firefighting is all reactive. The only goal is to fix what's broken and get back to the way things were. At best, you get stability. But improvement, that's proactive. It's about changing the system itself, so that problem can't even happen again. It creates a brand new, higher standard of normal. And the result there, that's real, actual growth. So you might be wondering, where do most managers actually spend their time? Well, the data is kind of startling. A staggering 85% of a manager's time is spent on firefighting, just putting out the daily fires. That leaves a tiny 15% for proactive, system-level improvement. Just think for a second about what gets lost with an imbalance like that. And this is exactly where the wisdom of W. Edwards Deming becomes so incredibly important. He gives us the language and the tools to not only see this trap, but to actually escape it. So Deming gave this whole firefighting cycle a name. He called it normalization. It's just the act of correcting an error to bring a system back to where it should have been all along. And he was really clear on this point. This is not progress. It's just maintenance. Improvement, on the other hand, is totally different. It means fundamentally changing the system itself, making it permanently, demonstrably better than its old baseline. This is where real lasting progress happens. It might not feel as dramatic as a crisis, but its impact is way more profound. And Deming's own words just cut right to the heart of it. Let that sink in for a second. Progress isn't about fixing what broke. It's about making the system better than it was before it broke. Anything less than that is just catching up, just wasting precious time and energy that could have been spent actually moving forward. And here's the real danger. Most of our workplaces are set up to celebrate normalization. We give praise and promotions to the heroes who put out the fires. But when we mistake that for real improvement, we get stuck in this endless loop. It's exactly why so many companies solve the exact same problems year after year after year. They never actually fix the underlying system that's starting the fires in the first place. Okay, so the distinction is pretty clear. How do we actually break the cycle? How do we put this into practice? Well, the first step is a lot simpler than you might think. It all starts just by changing the conversation. I mean it. In your very next team meeting, how can you shift the focus away from just celebrating the fix and turn it toward actually improving the system for the long haul? Here is a really simple but incredibly powerful tool you can use. First, just bring up a recent problem the team solved. Then ask this one critical question. Okay, team, was this a return to normal or did our system actually get better? Was this normalization or was it improvement? And if the answer is normalization, if you just got back to where you were, the crucial follow-up is this. So what could we do right now to improve the system so this specific fire never starts again? And that's really the lens to carry forward with you. Every single time you or your team solves a problem, just ask yourself that one simple question. Was this normalization or was this improvement? The answer is going to tell you everything you need to know about whether you're just treading water or if you're actually moving forward.